Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Beneath a Steel Sky for the PC. In the last episode, we got sponsored. We can now go into St. James Club if we wanted to, which we can't do. And we also launched Spunky into the pool here, so we could enter the cathedral. When we entered the cathedral, we found a whole bunch of androids, and we also found out that Anita is now dead in a locker inside said cathedral. We now have a bunch of questions. Why did the guys take us here? Those guys who came into the gap who threatened to blow up the whole village. And did. Why are there a bunch of androids? What happened to our father? Why was our mother killed exactly? Well, apparently the people from the city wanted her dead for a reason. And other things that I can't think of at the moment. Also, why is Anita dead? That I sincerely want to know. We'll probably find out. For now, we need to head back to the reactor. Because Anita was there. Well, I mean, she had to have been there. Because when we found her, she died from radiation exposure. So, naturally, that's a good place to go to start looking for stuff. So, we're going to go all the way back to the upper level and see what there is to do.
Hey, Lamb.
We can talk to Lamb. You don't necessarily have to do this, but you can do this if you want. If you talk to Lamb at this point, you can ask him what he knows about Anita's death. I don't think it's going to be much, but we might as well ask anyway.
What do you know about Anita's death?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The girl you sent to the reactor. She's been killed, Lamb.
Look, I don't know aught about murder. You might think I was hard on the lass, but I had nothing to do with her death.
So, Mr. Lamb says that he has nothing to do with Anita dying. Whether or not he does remains to be seen. And now, we are going to go to the reactor. We could go in there earlier, but there was no reason for us to do so. Now we are. And I'm going to save real quick. I'm going to save in the practice file just in case. Okay, practice is highlighted. Let's save there. And I am going to show off our first death. You don't necessarily have to do this. Here's the control panel.
There's a small monitor screen and some knobs.
And when you right-click it, it's going to look like the link terminal, more or less. Matter of fact, it is a link terminal. Now, there is protective equipment nearby. Personal protective equipment, PPE. That's the term that I was trying to think of just a few seconds ago. You can look at the reactor status, none of which will make any sense to you. And you could operate or initiate the shutdown procedure, but the game doesn't let you do it because you failed a retina scan. You can, however, open the reactor door, and if you do it without any personal protective equipment, you get torn apart on the inside, you die. This is what it looks like when you're dead. You can either quit the game, restart, or restore from a previous point. Yeah, Robert doesn't look good dead. Let's go back to the practice file, which I am using and doubling as a death file, a la the Landau 3000. Let's see if we can look at the lockers.
I feel an overwhelming urge to open these lockers.
Let's see if we can look in these lockers. Well, there's nothing in here. There's nothing in the one to the right. But if you check the middle, there's some overalls.
Plastic overalls. Not very fashionable.
Okay, apparently the game still decided that I clicked on the overalls before the cursor moved. Let's right-click the overalls and put them on. Not sure what is going on with Robert's sweater over there. It looks like it has some sort of teddy bear on it. But we are now in the PPE. We are now in the protective overalls. And now, if we wear the... well, we are wearing the PPE. But if we are wearing the PPE and we open the door now, it won't kill us. So let's click on 2. And it didn't go to us dying there. We can now go ahead and close the door if we need to. But now, we can go ahead and enter the reactor. Obviously, Anita was in the reactor. Something must have happened to her. We can look at the core first.
The power in those things gives me the willies.
And let's see if we can interact with it in any way. I doubt we can.
If it wasn't for the heat shield, I'd be frazzled.
Well, if you touched it, you'd be even more frazzled, possibly. There is also a link card on the floor here.
It's an ID card, minus the security logo.
Do I have any other cards? I don't. Just the one that I have. Let's go ahead and pick up the security card. And it's a link card with a face on it. The plastic card bears a holographic image of Anita. Obviously, she dropped her card while she was being fried in here. Why? Who knows? Anyway, let's do the proper thing, the gentlemanly thing, the decent person thing, and close the door. You don't have to, but you might as well. And from here, we're going to put our coat back on. After we look at it, of course.
It might be old, but my coat is cool.
Let's go ahead and put our coat back on. And once again, we get to see Robert's bear sweater. Why he has a bear sweater on, I have no idea. Maybe it's just what they had at the Gap. They just had to do whatever they could to survive, and somehow Robert got a hold of a sweater with a bear on it. I don't know. But anyway, let's go ahead and get out of the factory here. And we need to head down to security. Because we have a new card. Where else are we going to use it? Okay. Alright. That's right. We need to do this. Okay. Now that we are here in security, we are going to use Anita's link card on the slot, and then we're going to use the interface. Okay. Now, when we go into the inventory, we have 2 new things. We have playback, which allows us to watch holographic diary images. Link Environment Manager, file playback, size 28K. Design, Y Okuda, Union Labs. To view holographic diary image files, compatible with HOL standard formats. And we also have Blind. File, Blindfold. Size, 23K. Design, P. Analysic. Cyanosis. Or Pinosis. I wonder if that's a reference to Cyanosis. You know, the developer who created Lemmings before they became Sony Computer Entertainment Liverpool and then eventually shut down. Counter-intrusion countermeasure. The author does not accept liability for brain damage. Okay. Now, we need to do this. Let's see if we can do this. We need to blind the first eyeball. And then we need to blind this eyeball so we can go north. So, the blind eyeballs, you just select blind. So, click on the eyeball when you have blind equipped. And then you quickly make your move and get the heck out of there. Alright, there is a Crusader here. There is a guy in a knight suit of armor. File, Crusader. Size, 38K. Design, Picard and Trout, Union Labs. Crusader will guard the system religiously against all known IDOS configurations. So, we're going to need to do something else to get past this guy, because I don't think Blind's going to do anything. Nope. And you can't even right-click on him either. And there is a well here. If you left-click it, File, Data Storage. Size, 60K. Design, Professor Piermont, Union Labs. Well, we now know who that is. Miss Piermont's husband. Personal data space for the use of LINC engineers. Use playback to access holographic files. Why it took me a few more seconds than usual to realize that I needed to read the description of this file, I have no idea. And we can use playback on this well to play a holographic diary image.
If that's you, Rob, listen carefully. You're the only one who can help. I was supposed to make contact with an agent from Hobart. Trouble is, the rendezvous was in a park on ground level. And now I'm a demon, I can't get there. The agent's name is Eduardo. I don't know how you'll get to Link, but beneath the city there are tunnels. The remains of the old subway. That could be a way in.
So, we're going to have to find a way into the old subway, which was kind of hinted at the bottom level. And from there, we have to look for a way into the subway tunnels, as well as some guy named Eduardo, whom Anita was supposed to meet before she met her untimely demise. That's fun. Anyway, let us go through this east exit, and let me see if I can be fast enough. I'm not fast enough. And if I try to blind the eyeball from over here, the game won't let me do it for some reason. I want to think that this is a thing regarding... Strange, that first eyeball didn't kill me. So what we need to do is we need to be careful. We need to be fast. And we need to just not take our... I forgot to blind the second eyeball. Well, we can do this. We can do this. And I forgot that the game stopped playing sound. Actually, it's not supposed to stop playing sound, but, well. Okay. We need to wait for this thing to be unblinded. Because I know it's going to stop being blinded. Okay. Let's blind this. Let us blind this. We need to go over here. We need to quickly go over here. And there's a tuning fork. Let us grab it before we get zapped. Because we try to grab it with the eyeball open like that, it will zap us. And we'll be kicked out of LINC-Space and we'll have to do all that over again. But we now have a tuning fork, or rather an oscillator. File, oscillator, version 2.1, size 55K, design, Professor Piermont, Union Labs. Man, Professor Piermont made quite a few things, not just Link. Range of modulation increased, reference notes version 1.7, due to Class 4 variants in Link Defense. Something tells me we will be needing the oscillator later on. Anyway, let us now go ahead and disconnect here. And from here, no, hey, I need to use the card. You can't just click on the door and expect it to work. What am I doing? From here, we need to go to the bottom level again. Because we kind of need to go there to find a way into the security system. Not the security system, but the subway system. That's what I meant to say. Let us go ahead and make our way down to the bottom level. Not going to be able to do much else in this video because I'm getting close to 20 minutes. But I do want to get myself a little prepared for next time. So before we close this video out, I'm going to go ahead and use Reich's card to get all the way to the bottom level. And from here, we will take the elevator. Alright. We are now at the bottom level. We need to start looking around and see who the agent is. But that will have to wait until the next video. So let me go ahead and save over the practice file. And let us make a new file for just in case. Join me next time where we start looking for Eduardo, because that is the only hint as to what we need to do next. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!